It's nice to be back on schedule. Now, where did we leave off last? Right. Our main characters, Scamon and Whimsy, descended deep into the void, where they ventured searching for answers. Answers they found. Estelkish and the Void King, Elsethnow, both engaged our party in combat. And after a victory, they were confronted by a woman calling herself that which has names. At least, I presume she is a woman. She called herself that which has names. She also used the title the Avatar of Shapechangers, though Scamon and Whimsy do not yet know the weight of that title. She gave them information on where to find the prisoners, but told them that in exchange they would be unable to stop her from executing this plane's arbiter. And execute the arbiter she did. But when rescuing the prisoners, Scamon, Whimsy, and the person calling themselves Wade located the real Wade Watterson, along with a number of other prisoners. The real Wade Watterson revealed to Scamon and Whimsy that the person calling themselves Wade was actually named Enya Kai Watterson and was his daughter. Whimsy, upset at the realization that she was falling for someone she wasn't interested in, a woman, had a adverse reaction to this reveal. But after calming down, the two spoke and seemed to be friends now. Friendship necklaces included. Wade Watterson was brought to hospital along with the other prisoners, captives, and was on track for a recovery. Meanwhile, Scamon and Whimsy descend beneath the waves once more, traveling out towards the city of OceanAir, where they intend to travel to the elemental plane of air. Is there anything either of you would like to do while in the submarine?
Panic. Silently.
Okay. Anything other than panic?
I am... I think Whimsy will basically just do her classic stare out the window with Slimy. Nothing in particular.
Okay. It takes a while, a few hours underwater. But the submarine does eventually break the surface at a port. As you hear over the intercom, "Last stop for private passengers Scamon and Whimsy. Welcome to the city of OceanAir, and enjoy your stay on the elemental plane of water. Thank you for choosing the Coral Depth subline."
All right.
What he just said, he doesn't come up to say goodbye personally. He just says it over the intercom.
I was going to get to that in a second.
I know, I
As
was poking fun.
as you disembark the submarine, um, you hear footsteps behind you, and the captain smiles as he says, "Well, it's been a pleasure shipping you around all over the plane. I certainly hope that things are better on the other side of that portal. The
Well, one can hope.
I thank you for keeping me safe."
Yeah, I told you you'd be like totally fine as long as you're around me. Now, you might want to be a little bit more careful now that, like, I'm leaving and stuff because you'll be like vulnerable and all that. But yeah, you're pretty lucky, dude. I think you're fine.
I think I've learned enough from watching you.
Well, okay, I'm honored, but it does take a little bit more than just watching me to like be on my level. But yeah, you're right. You probably absorbed like just enough of my essence to be able to survive.
I never said I was on your level.
Oh well, of course. I just have to remind the plebeians sometimes.
Of course.
Scabbard rolls his eyes.
Alright, well, don't let me keep you any longer.
We
Weird.
certainly won't. And she barges out the door.
Okay. Wait up, Whimsy. Before I fully leave, I have a bit of a weird request from you.
Alright.
Can I take a picture with you to show my brothers when I get home?
Sure, why not?
Thank you. And I'll take a selfie, just kind of, I don't know.
The captain
With the captain.
smiles and you get your selfie. He
Thank you.
sighs, looking you up and down before he says, "I'll miss you. This was fun. Saving the world. My world, at least. I know it wasn't actually that big of stakes, but I gotta feel like a hero for once."
Well, we wouldn't have been able to do it without you, so I don't think anyone else would have been willing to go somewhere that doesn't exist with us.
Well, I hope wherever you go, you make more people feel like heroes, yeah?
Maybe. Only time will tell.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Good luck.
You too.
And with that, Scammon will wave and then run after Whimsy.
The
Try to
door
catch
the door shuts, and after a moment the sub descends beneath the waves once more. Your feet pound against the iceberg as you pound against the wood that makes up the dock, then transitions into ice as you make your way towards the city. You see rising ahead of you a massive, massive city. Sprawling buildings reaching as far as you can see. And then a huge layer of fog that seems to almost cut off the city. Buildings rising high, stretching to the sky, and you imagine if there were clouds, they would obscure the tops of these buildings, though the day is clear. What catches your attention most of all is This is the first time you've seen cars. Actual cars on this plane. Driving along the streets of this city.
Pretty sure this is the first time we're seeing streets in this plane as well.
Technically, walking roads would be counted as streets as well.
I guess.
The large marble buildings stretching to the sky. Many buildings made of materials you don't recognize, probably aquatic stones of sorts, and roofs made of coral. The city is a sight to behold.
Alright. Whimsy's probably a decent amount ahead of you because she did not heed your weight up, at all. Are there any piles of snow?
Yes. There is snow, kind of a not thin layer, but, up to your ankles of snow that kind of covers everything, though a lot of it has been compacted and tracked over. But kind of off to the sides, the edges, there is more snow than what has been compacted in the streets.
Okay. This game on, if you're watching, you literally see her, get to the edge of, the drop-off where the snow gets deeper, and she, kind of crouches down, wiggles her tail a little bit, and basically, Olympic dives into the snow. Cannonballs in, and it's just going to start, screaming, squealing, frolicking, throwing snow absolutely everywhere. She is having the time of her life.
Yeah, that makes sense. Once Skamon catches up, he stays back, trying to make sure he's out of range, for, getting a snowball thrown at him. And by out of range, I mean far enough away that he can duck before it hits him. And just watches.
Yeah, that doesn't stop her from trying. She finally seems to notice that you exist and immediately starts to form a snowball and starts kind of chucking them toward you. Scammon! Get over here right now. We're gonna have a snowball fight. We're gonna have a snowball fight, and then we're gonna build a snowman, and then we're gonna do snow angels in that order.
I think I'm good, actually, but you can. I'll watch. I guess.
Oh my gosh! Skamon, didn't you say that you've never even seen snow before? What do you have no joy? No whimsy in your heart?
No, you're right there.
Ha ha, very funny. Oh my gosh, stop being such a stick in the freaking mud and get over here.
Mud. There is no mud, it's just snow.
Skamon? If you don't get over here, it's gonna be mud after I call down the wrath of the hells on your ass.
Skamon will throw a snowball at Whimsy.
Roll a dex-based attack roll.
Just while she's distracted, ranting at him, he forms a snowball. Because he's also playing with the snow a little bit, but just far back. So he forms a snowball and attempts to attack it. What is my dex? My dex is that. I'm assuming I don't have proficiency in throwing snowballs. I do have thrown weapon fighting, actually, though.
Yeah, I'll say you have
Okay.
proficiency.
Yeah. 16.
16.
That is my AC. Though I will say that if you're close enough where you can hit her, she should be close enough where she can hit you.
Mhm.
And
Well,
she
he does-
has
he
still
does
been chucking
step
those
forward.
at you the entire time.
Oh, fair enough.
But yeah, you definitely get one in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Specifically trying to do it so it's like the one where they're busy talking and ranting that they're not paying attention, and suddenly there's a snowball in their face.
She kind of like reels back, just wipes it from her mouth with like some still on her face and just keeps on going. Yeah, that's the spirit, get over here!
Fine. He begrudgingly walks forward.
Whimsy will, immediately... She'll go a good... I don't know what a good range... a good 15 feet away, and she's gonna start building her own little, snowball fort as best she can. Basically just, like, she'll use some, shape water in there just to, like, cheat a little bit and actually make, like, a decent little fort. And then, she's obviously getting ready to go to war right now. Skamon, you're not gonna win in the battle that's to come. This is my domain. You better get to building. If you don't want to be completely soaked, that is.
Do you? You don't. Okay. How deep is the snow here?
Like I said, it's only about ankle deep.
Ankle deep. Okay.
Maybe a little deeper.
He kind of starts like attempting to pile snow before just completely giving up, and he's just started making like snowballs just to start throwing at her. He completely gave up on trying to build a shelter though.
Fair enough.
Whimsy has an entire ass shelter over here. She's got her igloo going on.
I love it.
Alright. They snowball fight.
How distracted is Whimsy
Um,
with building?
she's definitely keeping an eye on you. She doesn't trust you at all.
Alright. And this fort of hers, is it like just like a wall, or is it like a completely encased thing?
She's basically just making like a single wall. She's kind of building on each side like as well a little bit.
Okay.
So it's pretty much like a square except with one side open, which is just behind her.
Fair enough.
After they thoroughly fight, she will kind of poke her head out like just a little bit. Okay, that's enough, Skamon. For now. It's snowman building time. She'll emerge, and then immediately, whether he joins in or not, she's gonna start rolling up some snow.
How do you build a man out of snow? I feel like that would be incredibly complex to...
Oh
are you just
my
drawing it on the ground? Like, what?
Game on! Did you literally... I'm not the sheltered one. You cannot even convince me that I'm the sheltered one. How in the world do you not know what a snowman is? I've literally never even seen snow and I know what that is. It's like 3 balls and like the lowest one is the biggest, and then you have like a medium one, and then you have like a smaller one, and then you pile it on top of each other, and then like you can make like a little eyes and nose. Like the classic that I read is like you put little like 2 things of coal for the eyes, and then you put a carrot, and then you put like little I think it could be coal or stones for the mouth, but it has to be smiling because I mean if you're a snowman you're gonna be happy and smiling all the time. Snowmen don't get depressed, Skemon.
Sure. Yep. How about you show me, and I'll just watch. Yeah?
Kinda lame that you're gonna let mine be lonely, but whatever, if you insist, I'll show you how it's done.
It's just like you. He says as quietly as he possibly can.
Alright, she's doing it. She's making her snowman.
Okay. Roll. What do you roll to make a snowman?
Creativity. I don't know.
Just roll a d20.
Okay. It's a pretty decent one. That's a 14.
14. Yeah, you roll up a bunch of snow and put together a pretty decent snowman.
She doesn't really have a carrot with her, so she's just gonna find like little stones, maybe like along the shore, something like that, and then just like make the little eyes, nose, and smiley face.
Mm-hmm. You easily find the stones for that.
What do you think, Skemon? Truly a work of art. The finest that anyone has ever seen.
To you, it's definitely cute.
Yeah, it's adorable! Skemon, I know you have to have your whole, like, front of, like, ooh, I'm so serious and, you know, normal or whatever, but, like, come on. We might never see snow again. It's like such a precious and rare and wonderful thing. I mean, I've went my whole life and not even seen it, and so have you. So, like, we may never ever see it again, and you're really going to miss an opportunity to make a snowman.
Well, yeah.
She like snarls and like looks him up and down, very judgmental. You, there's something wrong with you.
Whimsy, I could have told you that like 3 days ago. How long has it been? It's been like 3, 4 days, 5 days, whatever, however the fuck long it's been. I could have told you that like the day we met.
Okay, please tell me. Okay, just be real with me. Be real with me, Skemon. Like, I need to know this. Not all people from the Shadowfell are so dour and like, ugh, and like, you know, oh, I don't want to build a snowman. Right? Right?
And I'm definitely not the worst. But there's definitely people worse than me. There are
Okay.
probably some who are better.
Okay. That's what we like to hear. Okay, good. So it's just you that's been, sucked away, like, all of your joy and, life and, like, whatever. Gosh, game on.
I mean, currently, yeah, because currently I'm stuck here.
Yeah, and that's... Stuck here? Game on, look around you. This place is, like, freaking beautiful. And
It's
you
very
have
wet.
something even more beautiful right here. But of course you're too silly to see that. Anyways, Snow Angel time. Join me or don't. You're freaking lost. She sets Slimy down beside her. And then immediately plops down and starts doing a Snow Angel. Okay, Skamon, I actually think it'd be really cool if you did it, though, because, like, the wings, you already have the angel look going on. I think yours would be really good. Not as good as mine or Slimy's, but,
I mean, with what you're doing, it would kind of defeat the whole purpose of the arms.
What? Rub your wings around or something.
They don't move like that.
Yeah, they do. They flap.
Not up and down like that.
That sounds like a giver-upper attitude. This game on, like, I'm sure they can move up and down like that.
They cannot move up and down like that. That will break the bone, if not, just
Okay,
injure
then
it.
fine. You'll break the bone. We'll go get someone to heal you up. Whatever.
No. That's... No, thank you, actually. I think I will not do that.
She hops up and points down to her Snow Angel. Well, fine. I made a perfectly adequate, beautiful, amazing, and wondrous Snow Angel. Better than any, actual angel or angel wannabe adjacent thing, whatever you are, could ever possibly make. Alright, Slimy, let's go. We have, like, a whole new realm to explore that I'm sure our friend here will think is oh so awful. Yeah, I know! Slimy, I'm so glad that you're not so miserable and depressed and, like, ugh. Alright. Skamon, are you just gonna sit here and look at my pieces of art, or are we actually gonna get a move on?
He kind of just looks around, trying to grasp some sort of sense of where things are.
What
Like
do you
signs.
mean?
Signs and things, directions. His phone doesn't work, so he needs to look for it elsewhere.
Okay.
Like, is there a sign that says guest information this way?
Roll investigation.
Ten.
You look around, trying to see if you can find anything, but nothing seems to jump out at you. Nothing seems to point you in the direction you need to go. Though there is a large like a wall of fog, basically, off in the distance towards the opposite end of the city. But that's kind of your only lead right now.
Alright, he kind of, like, wanders a bit, not away from Whimsy, but just kind of, like, moving enough to see if he can find anything, before answering her. There's a fog wall. That's probably our best bet.
I mean, I guess. Or we could just, like, you know, be modern people or whatever and do this. Whimsy will pull out her phone and Google how to get to plane of air from water air. Or water air? Is that it?
OceanAir.
OceanAir.
You Google that, and the top result gives you information on passing through the interplanar highway. Essentially, it describes that you can either walk or drive between the planes. That there is a gate, essentially. This one being called the air gate, and on the opposite side, the ocean gate. You go to the gate, you go through a, basically, you go through border security, and then you can walk along or drive along a highway that connects the two planes.
Okay.
Love how that's just the explanation on how, but what the directions.
She'll, with this information, she will then go to the Google Maps equivalent and basically just, like, put in the name of, like, the, like, highway or whatever.
Entering in the air gate into the maps does point you in the direction you need to go.
Amazing. She'll just give, like, a smug look to Skamon and kind of, like, hold her phone up for him to see, wherever he's at. I have us all sorted out, Skamon. You poor, poor thing. Follow me. She's gonna start trotting along.
Yeah, okay, that works. He'll follow after. However, he is keeping a close eye out, looking specifically for Curai. Because our 48 hours is absolutely up by now.
Roll a perception check for me.
Not great. 23.
20. Did you just say not great 23?
Yeah. I rolled
Fucking-
a 12. It's not great.
Fucking Rangers, man. Anyway. With your not great 23, the two of you begin to move through the city towards the interplanar highway. Skamon, you keep your eyes peeled, watching through the skyscraping buildings. Makes it difficult to see far, but that might be a double-edged sword. Wherever you can't see someone following you from the skies, they likely can't see you either. Keeping your eyes peeled on the ground reveals no sign of Curai either. For now, you seem to be clear of him. You see, as you wander through the plain, large, these massive buildings towering over you as you move through the city towards the interplanar highway. Is there anything you would like to do between here and there? No?
Nothing in particular, no. Whimsy just has... she... she seems a bit frustrated with Skamon that he has not, joined her in any of her oohing and awing of everything. She has Slimy kind of held up, I think she has him actually kind of like on the back of her, almost like on the nape of her neck, like where you would hold like a kid up, like how parents will like carry their kids. And she's just kind of pointing things out to him, like oohing and awing, sometimes stopping to like, now that she has a phone, she takes pictures occasionally of things. But she's just making her way, having a good time.
Fair enough. You... go on.
Okay, how cold is it? Would Slimy, like, start frosting and, like, becoming more solid? Is that a thing that can happen?
I don't think that's a thing that can happen.
Damn, that'd be funny.
And he's also a special slime.
There. No, Skamon just keeps an eye out. And make sure Whimsy doesn't run into the street and get hit by a car. Again. The running to the street part.
You follow the map to the other end of the city. The fog wall growing closer and closer, and though you still cannot see the top. You approach a large, official-looking building right up against the fog wall. You see a road that leads into it with a sign that says roadway entrance, and off a bit to the right you see a door that says walkway entrance. You see a number of cars backed up out of the roadway entrance, though no line seems to be coming out of the walkway entrance.
Looking at the map, does it show about like how far of a walk it is if you walk it?
It doesn't show... No, it's... Looking at the map, it would show. The interplanar highway would be about I'd say 10-minute walk if you're walking the highway.
Okay, that's not bad at all. In that case, Whimsy will continue. She will enter.
Okay.
Is it like a sliding door, like automatic door, or
It's an automatic
like
sliding glass door.
Damn. Okay.
As you approach, the door slides open, and the two of you enter into the building. It's warm inside, much warmer than it is outside. And you see... the reason you didn't see a line spilling out of the door is because there's a lot more room in here for a line. It is somewhat backed up. people lined up behind a counter, snaking somewhat. Though it looks like there is plenty of extra room. And the line seems to be moving pretty consistently. Not quickly, but consistently. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Whimsy immediately huffs, seeing a line, and kind of rolls her eyes. Oh my gosh, the article didn't say where, like, the expedited, like, important people line is. Skamon, where's that? I mean, I know you've never actually had the chance to go through one of those yourself, but if you could point me in the right direction.
Okay, are there signs that show a VIP line at all?
No.
You see, Whimsy, I'd love to help. Problem, there is not.
What? Okay, yeah, you're right. Important people don't actually go through things like this. They just, like, teleport on their own. Like, why would they even need, like, permission or whatever? Ugh.
Well, that and usually
Not to say
they're
that
not the
I'm
ones
not.
walking.
Yeah. If I had a, retinue of servants, they would be able to get me through there, no problem whatsoever. But since I am just traveling with you, I suppose we will do as the commoners do. Okay, they're not gonna be, like, weird and probing, are they? Like, why do you want to go through here? Let me see your belongings. Who are you? You know, those intrusive, invasive questions that are none of their business.
The safety questions? The ones that anywhere, everywhere asks?
Well, they need to mind their own damn business. Like, it is none of their concern why
Whimsy?
we're doing what we're doing.
Whimsy, if they didn't do that, there's a very good chance that someone who has somehow managed to hide themselves from you could stab you if they don't have things like that checked. So. And then they could get away, and then even if, they failed, but they still got away, how would you identify them? If they didn't give their name.
That's so, like, efficient, though. I hate that. It's so much more interesting to have to do, like, an old-fashioned, like, like a detective thing. Like, oh my gosh, who was that?
I assume this conversation is happening in line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
Skaven is actively, like, head down, kind of having his hair block out his vision of everyone else while he's talking. Because he knows that he's getting weird looks and he's just trying to avoid eye contact.
At some point, seeing that they probably will be probed, Whimsy will go ahead and give a exceedingly sad and apologetic look to Slimy. Slimy, okay, you're gonna have to, like, go to your own, like, little place for, like, just a little bit, because the people here are so freaking stupid and bad and awful. And, like, honestly, anyone who works at one of these places, they're gonna be in my, like, to-kill list once I finally get my, divine powers and whatever. Like, don't even worry about it. We're not even gonna have to deal with this later, but for now, they'll probably be weird about you being a slime and stuff, because slime discrimination is so real.
How loud are you talking?
She is not being that quiet.
Skaven slowly inches a bit closer to the people in front, trying to put a bit of space in between him and Whimsy without her noticing. Very much still keeping head down and trying to avoid eye contact. From, like, weird look kind of eye contact.
Alright, Whimsy will go ahead and desummon Slimy.
Okay. Slimy vanishes.
Alright. I guess we wait in line.
Okay. It's about another 10 minutes before you make it up to the counter. As the guy behind the counter glances up and says, right, passport?
Skateboard will grab his passport, hand it over.
The guy kind of looks at the passport for a second, looks at you, looks back at the passport, sets it down. Pardon?
I was just say Skateboard, once the guy looks like up and down a bit, he just goes, "It's a long story."
No, it's all right. He he kind of opens the passport to the ID page, pulls open a drawer, pulling out a small circular device, and kind of sets it down on the passport, kind of sliding it across, and you see, you're able to read it both ways, but you see in the reflection of the glass of the circular device, the passport being translated into Aquan.
Whimsy is definitely going to try to like strain her neck to see like this passport picture.
I can send it to you, actually. I have a picture of him for when he got his passport and license and stuff renewed.
That's so good.
Hold on. Let me get here. Where is it? Is that? Oh wait, no, because that's yeah. There it is. It's in Voice of the Voiceless.
God.
Or it should be.
My God, it's like slightly younger Skamon.
Not
That's
by
so
much.
cute.
He just has his hair down. Or yeah, he has his hair different, but it's pretty much the same age. Like a year before, maybe.
He scans the passport and slides it back to you. And you, ma'am? As he looks over at you, Whimsy.
Whimsy looks between Skamon and the guy, and like, and increasingly more of like, what the fuck's going on look. I don't see why I need a passport. I'm not going to a port. We're not taking a boat, are we?
Fuck, you don't have a passport.
Ma'am. Right. Home plane of residence?
Feywild.
Kind of reaches below the desk and kind of begins to flip through, pulls out a book and begins to quickly flip through it as he stops. Home court?
Autumn?
Mm-hmm. Do you have any piece of photo ID?
I mean, I've taken a lot of pictures of myself. That should count, right?
He stares at you and just kind of blinks.
Skaban sighs, disappointed in himself.
If you do not have photo ID, you cannot pass through the gateway.
Why? I mean, I can like take one of the pictures on my phone and you can like, I don't know, like print it out or something. That's photo ID.
Not how that works, ma'am. It needs to be government issued ID.
Oh, government smotherment. She leans in. Kind of like looks the guy up and down. 100 gold if you'll let me get through. 100 bronze. Whatever the currency is, she'll say that.
Are you attempting to bribe a border agent, ma'am?
I mean, it's only a bribe if you call it a bribe.
You are attempting to pay your way through a gate with no photo ID. That is a bribe.
I mean, that's how it works, right? Whenever, like, people, like, have tolls or whatever, they're like, pay your way through the passage. I'm just offering you a really generous sum. I mean...
This is not a toll gate, ma'am.
I mean, I'm just saying, it's yours. All you have to say is yes.
I am not allowed to accept bribes. Whimsy, as he says that, I am not allowed to accept bribes, your pocket suddenly feels a little bit heavier, and your eyes almost instinctively dart down towards it with a new rectangular imprint.
She'll reach down and retrieve it.
You pull out a golden Feywild passport.
She can't even play off the shock. Like, she just kind of, like, blinks a few times. I feel like there's, like, a good, like, 5 seconds of her just, like, looking this over. I guess all the information looks correct.
Yeah, flipping through, it even has a photo that you don't remember taking, but is definitely you. All the information is correct, including birth date, current age. It is marked as having been issued 3 days ago. Which you know doesn't make sense because you were on the plane of water 3 days ago.
After a bit of, like, confusedly flipping through looking at it, she kind of clears her throat and tries to stand up a little taller and play it off, even though it ain't smooth. Oh my goodness, silly me. You said a passport. I thought you said a pass snort. Here you go.
Thank you, ma'am. He kind of looks at you for a minute before flipping to the ID page and kind of comparing it to you. Notably, as you were flipping through the passport, on the page where there would be a kind of mark with your nation's flag, your the kind of mark of your home plane, the symbol is instead one that you don't recognize, but you inherently know. A symbol that I cannot describe to you, but Whimsy knows to be Jabrion's.
Nice. She instinctively does like a little, almost like a mock prayer stance and just kind of looks up to the ceiling and mouths thank you. Does a little salute.
Right. If you just continue on that way, there's one more agent you'll need to talk to, and then you'll be free to go.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, bye.
She hops a few steps away and then, like, basically shoves the passport in, Skamon's face. Skimon, look! Jail
I
boy's
see
got
it.
my back.
I see that. Thank fuck for that, because that could have been really bad.
Nah, whatever. We would have just crossed illegally.
Oh. I mean, you would have. I would have been fine.
I mean, I guess, but of course you would have accompanied through there, and then, like, we would have found someone to, like, you know, it would have been, like, a whole thing. But luckily, we don't even have to deal with that.
Yeah, I guess. Alright, let's go find this other thing and then get the fuck out of here.
You make your way down and find a second line, much shorter than the first, and it only takes a minute before it's your turn. As you're gestured over to another desk, another agent dressed in the same uniform smiles and says, all right, can I just double check your passports real quick?
Gamer will hand it over. Like, has his ready already as they walk up.
Whimsy does too, like, proudly, hands it over.
She takes the passports, kind of quickly compares the photos, slides them back. Right, reason for your visit?
Leisure. A nice little vacation with my loved one.
She nods. And how long will you be staying?
How long did we book it, Skamon? Let's be saying, I think probably at least a good 2 weeks. At least a good 2 weeks.
I do think so, yes. If I remember the booking correctly. He needs to...
2 weeks.
Yep.
Do you carry any weaponry on you?
Whimsy puts a hand against her heart. Oh, no, of course not. How violent.
I do for safety reasons. I have my permits. I have the temporary permit that from here.
Can I see that?
He will pull out his like regular one as well as the water one.
Okay. She'll take both permits, kind of quickly check them over. She'll grab a small device identical to the one from earlier, and just kind of translate your home permit and then hand the two back. Understood. The weapons must remain sheathed at all times while you are traveling between the planes.
They absolutely will.
And last question. Do either of you possess the capability to cast any form of magic?
I look at Whimsy very expectantly.
Kind of a little blank, like thinking about what she wants to say on that. Then she looks over and catches Skamon's look and just kind of glares. I suppose I am something of a prodigal master wizarding sort.
Yes, we do.
Both of you? Understood.
Yes.
I'm going to need you to wear these, as she holds forth a bracelet to each of you. They will automatically deactivate once you get past the planar fog.
Sir, what do they do?
These will prevent you from casting magic as you're crossing through the planar fog. Ley lines get weird between the planes, and it is just safer for everyone if no one can cast any magic. If
That makes sense.
if you have any life support that is run by magic, it is recommended not to cross the border between planes this way. Though if you must, you can get permits for those, and they can be exempt. But for most, this is enough.
Alright. And then, question about magic items, even just simple ones. Are those also just completely unusable, or are they still...
Most magic items will function as normal, except for interdimensional spaces will not be accessible while you are passing between the planes. Any bag of holding, handy haversack, portable hull, anything like that will not function between the planes.
familiars? A familiar.
A familiar will still function as normal.
Alright.
And are welcome to come with you across the plains, either in or out of the plane of existence that you stand on.
Alright. Well, thank you. That's helpful information.
Do you take the bracelet,
Yep.
Whimsy?
Whimsy will very much grumble, not liking this, but does see the value of not making too much of a fuss, and will put it on.
Fair enough. Right. That should be everything. Enjoy your stay in the elemental plane of air. The highway will be
Of course.
beyond that door. It will be about a 10-minute walk at an average pace. You are welcome to fly or sprint or walk, however you so wish.
Frolicking allowed.
Of course.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
She frolics away.
We do that often. Thank you. Skaven gives like a bit of a bow, and then walks slowly behind Whimsy.
Okay. The two of you step through the door and are immediately assaulted with a heavy fog. As you can barely see 10 feet ahead of you through this fog. You hear some footsteps ahead of you, but not too many. Somewhere off to your left, you faintly hear the muffled rumble of car engines. Straightforward. As you begin to walk through the fog, is there anything you would like to do?
Try not to crash into people.
Yeah, basically. Whimsy will try to take advantage of, the poor visibility to grab and hold Skamon's hand, if he will allow it.
He doesn't stop you. He also doesn't say anything about it.
Perfect. They walk.
Okay. You walk. Walking through the heavy fog. The air is thick, but not uncomfortably so. And it is cold, but not so cold as to bite your bones. It's about 10 minutes of walking before the fog thins and you hear a beep and click from your wrist as the bracelet unlocks and turns off, as you feel immediately your magic rush back to you. And as you make it to the end, you walk into a lobby of sorts. You see a employee who approaches you and just kind of holds out a hand as he says, "I will take the bracelets, and you are welcome."
Thank you. Skaman will hand it.
Whimsy will gladly hand that over.
You both hand over the bracelets as the Arakakra nods and turns to walk back to where he had been a moment before. You see ahead of you a large pair of double doors that seems like it would open into the rest of the city.
Alright, Whimsy has to make a fool of herself. She immediately, turns and points, at the Arakakra as it walks away.
Oh my
Skaman-
goodness! Skaman, look, your fellow people, your fellow winged people are here now! You should feel so
Skaman-
safe and secure!
The second Whimsy starts pointing, Skaman immediately grabs the hand, probably both of her hands, and just holds them so that she can't point. No, that's not it at all. I'm not a bird, Whimsy.
I mean, yeah, no, you're not a bird, but you have the bird wings.
I don't, but... Okay, let's just, yeah, we're just gonna walk this way, okay? And Skaman will start pushing Whimsy probably backwards towards the doors.
Whimsy is visibly getting, really excited at the new possibilities. It is, right on his heels.
What do we do? What do we do? Skaman, where are we gonna go first? Where are we gonna go first? Where are we gonna go?
I don't know. I guess we're gonna do what we did in, well, Atlantis the first time, and just look for something that can help lead us to where we need to be.
So we're gonna eat so we can try the local cuisine, and then we're gonna walk around and we're gonna sightsee, and then we're gonna find a nice hotel. I have my money back now from, ol' shoots me from a distance man. So, yeah. We can actually afford somewhere nice.
We'll see. Alright. And then with that, Skaman will probably hesitate before actually opening the doors. While Whimsy's talking. And then after she's done, he'll push the doors open and walk out.
Fair enough. As you step out into the cold air, you take in a breath of fresh air that you can smell the freedom on. The wind blowing through your wings, you see around you so many people flying to and from. And you feel... You hate to admit it to Whimsy. You would never admit it to Whimsy. But you feel at home, even though you've never been here before.
You know him so well, even though you would never admit it to Whimsy. Yeah, that's it, right?
As you come out to the other end of the city of OceanAir, you see it seems to be just as big on this side. A massive, sprawling city made of the same designs along an island of ice and snow. But you see off in the distance where on the plane of water it would drop off into the ocean, it drops off into the empty sky. You don't see water in the distance. Just clouds. As far as the eye can see, you see clouds.
Whimsy reaches over and grabs Scamon, like I feel like she's so happy, like she full on like hugs him, like jumps up and down like a little kid. Scamon, this place is so cool! Do you see that? Look, it like drops off, it's like, oh my gosh, like do you think if you fell off you'd fall forever? Is there a bottom? Is there a bottom here? We need to ask someone if there's a bottom here. Is there a top? Like if you go up and like we fly up and up and up and up and up, where does it go? Scamon, these are important questions.
The air probably gets thinner as you go up, so you'd have to be able to withstand not breathing for a while before you reach whatever top there might be.
No problem. It's not like I need to breathe anyways.
Oh yeah? Hold your breath for as long as you can.
Why would I do that when this air is so refreshing, Scamon? I'm not gonna fall for your tricks of depriving me from the beauty of this plane. But I totally can if I wanted to.
Yeah, sure.
Whimsy will take out her phone and see if she still has service here.
You do.
Ooh, nice! Alright, Scamon. Well, I am absolutely starving. The food on that submarine was so inadequate and honestly is pretty gross. So how about we eat somewhere and then, you know, take it from there? Do you think they have like a bunch of seeds here because there's so many bird people?
Why don't we go find out without asking people? It's like a good idea.
Find out what?
If they serve seeds here.
I mean, I guess, yeah, we'll just go somewhere and see if it's on the menu.
It's around this point that she kind of gasps and realizes she hasn't summoned Slimy back, and she will do so. She immediately hugs him tight and kind of turns him around and does like a panoramic like 360 showing him all the sights.
Oh my goodness. Yes, I know! It's crazy, Slimy! It's so pretty! And there's like all types of people, and like,
I think Scamon's getting a little jealous of all these wings around here, but you didn't hear it from me.
alrighty, Scamon, let's go eat.
I'm jealous of what?
Because you're not the only one with wings now?
I've never been the only one with wings.
I mean, you're the only person I've ever seen with wings, so, you know.
Kira.
Well, the only, like, yeah, okay, yeah, you're right.
Sorry, I think about other parts of his body more.
But, you're the only, I guess, you know,
person. I mean, obviously I've seen non-mortals with wings, but, you know.
anyways, time to eat.
I still don't I still don't see why that would make me jealous.
I don't know, because, like, it's like, you know, like the uniqueness factor or whatever.
Hey, Whimsy, I'm not all that unique, I don't really think.
Yeah, you are, Scamon. Like, I've even heard other people just be kind of like, you know, like, you look cool or whatever. Like, I don't know. I mean, even in the books of all of the, you know, Shadowfell romances I've read, which are admittedly,
A what?
Usually the characters they describe are not quite as unique as you.
Well, even if that was the case, I don't think I'd have to worry about that, considering the other factors I'd have of being different here. I guess. But I'm not all that... You know what? It's fine. You keep your twisted and frankly wrong thought process of the Shadowfell, and we'll hopefully not prove you wrong until this is over.
Wait.
What is twisted and wrong about it? All the hot people? I doubt it. I don't believe you. I'm sorry,
No, a
Skaemon,
lot of them
I don't
are
believe you.
very hot. A lot of them
Yeah,
are very hot.
yeah.
But I am not all that visually unique at all.
Okay, so you're saying that, like, whenever I inevitably go there and my, conquering of all of the realms and whatnot, there's gonna be, like, a whole line of people that look just like you? That will actually build snowmen with me?
I mean... Fuck, which one of them is purple? Shit. Not exactly like me. I mean, I don't have a twin, so it's not like there'll be a carbon copy of me. But, I mean... I look a lot like my father.
Skaemon. You know what? I'm just gonna ignore the fact that you said that because, like, I have too many issues right now to be pining for your dad, but I am pining for your dad now. Thank you, you're welcome.
Yeah, don't worry. He will be absolutely not interested in you, as he is such a bottom and so in love with my mother. It is honestly kind of sickening how absolutely just... Anyways, I don't want to think of that right now. Actually, it was bad enough the first time. So, you can pine all you want. It won't go anywhere.
Okay, well, you said bottom and I'm not pining anymore. Fine, go ahead, ruin all my fantasies, whatever. Let's go eat.
Okay, I mean, I can ruin another one, and that's he's reaching, older age, and you may not age and die, but he certainly will.
So? Skaemon,
man, I
honey
guess?
bunches.
It depends on how old, alright? Also, there's the fact that, like, come on, like, whenever I'm a deity, I can just reverse their age, or I can just kill them and then, like, I don't know, make them undead, raise them up, maybe their bones are hot, I don't know. There's so many options. I'm not gonna let age limit me.
Yeah, you're just talking about people in general, right? Never mind. We're not going there. We're not going there with that topic. We're not dealing with that topic, actually. I don't need to have that mental crisis or that image in my head.
I'm gonna kill your whole entire family? Probably not.
Anyways. Where are we going? You're the one with the viable map.
Maps are wonderful and helpful and great and valuable. I'm quite fond of maps. However, sometimes you need to just like roam around and see what you find.
She pockets her phone and grabs Skaemon, and she's just gonna start running, trying to find some type of restaurant.
Can you slow down? You're gonna make me trip on something. As he almost falls. Okay, slow down a second, please.
Oh my gosh, you absolute slowpoke! Keep up! I guess this isn't the first time that you couldn't catch me though, so, shouldn't be too judgmental.
Yeah, do we want to remember what happened the last time you decided to start running? Specifically away from me?
I'm telling you to keep up this time, silly.
How about just slow down?
Whimsy will glare and then slow down to a jog, still not walking.
The faster you go, the more you're gonna miss of the view and what there is around.
No. Sometimes, like, in order to take in the views, it all becomes, like, more clear whenever you're, like, running or being fast or, like, zoomy and stuff.
Did you miss
You wouldn't know.
Did you miss the sign that had the cute dog on it then? Or did you see that? He is absolutely bullshitting, by the way. He
Alright. She's gonna turn, and I'm a roll inside on that. Da-da-da. 22.
fuck. 18.
It, she kind of just narrows her eyes a little bit.
Yeah, right, Skamon. They don't have anything in this realm that doesn't have wings on it, and puppies don't have wings. Usually.
I mean, you have books about tieflings, and yet there were no tieflings there. Not an actual dog, it was a cartoon. Still very cute, though. You still missed it.
You're full of shit, Skamon. I see directly through you. You're almost as transparent as I am.
Really? And he goes invisible.
Her grip tightens.
Oh wait, you're still holding on to me, right. I was gonna walk around and just be in front of her. I forgot she was still holding on to Scape.
She just turns around and just starts looking again.
What are you looking for, Whimsy?
We are looking for a delicious, exotic-looking restaurant.
Okay. You look around, and you notice a problem pretty quickly. Though a lot of the signs have Aquan as well, a lot of the written language here you don't recognize.
Oh no, we're running into this problem again.
As neither of you speak Oran.
I do feel like at some point she will, like, kind of just, look behind her shoulder a little bit to Skamon, or wherever he should be.
He is visible again. It only lasts for a round.
Oh, okay.
Skamon, we need to find another genie to give us the languages.
Okay. I'm shocked that worked the first time. I doubt it'll work this time.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure inevitably someone is gonna be like, oh no. Yeah, like that weird, like, you know, shifty woman was all like, wow, I'm gonna go, like, terrorize this plane next. Ultimately, like, some shit's gonna go down, we're gonna save, you know, like, a bunch of people, and then, you know, I don't know, maybe I'll seek out a genie and be like, hey, that was me. Teach me the language. And by teach, I mean give it to me.
I have this all figured out, Skimon. I'm so many steps ahead of you.
Yeah, that's still long-term plan. We need something for right now, so why don't you pull up the translator on your phone?
I can just sniff it out. I can sniff out a food place. Like, don't even worry. Like, it's not. And also, like, a decent food place is gonna have like a food sign. It's gonna have like a sign, and it's gonna have like, you know, like some seeds on it or something. I'll be super cute, and a genie will approach us and offer, "Trust me, Skamon."
I don't, but you know what? Sure. What could go wrong? A lot, actually. Why did I say that? Oh, no.
Okay, roll investigation to try and find a place using almost exclusively your nose, I suppose.
Nose and any signs that, you know, have like
Yeah.
your typical things on it. That's a 5.
You look around. You smell some good food. Probably. It smells like good food. I'm not sure where it's coming from, though. You do see a sign that is written exclusively in Orin, but it has a cup on it. So that's probably somewhere you can get food.
Okay. She'll point it out as soon as she sees it.
See, Skamon, that has a cup on it, which, like, you drink things and you eat things, so, like, they probably go together. It'll have food. Don't even worry about it.
I mean, yeah, they usually do. Alright, sure.
Alright. You enter into the building, walking into a very cute space with a glass display case with a couple pastries in it, and a large blackboard menu that you cannot read. Someone behind the counter smiles and says something in a language you don't understand and gives you a wave.
This is gonna be difficult. Okay, no, seriously, Whimsy, pull up the translating thing on your phone, because that's gonna be, like, our only mode of communication right now.
Okay, well, let's just, like, see if they understand things first.
She'll walk up and try common first.
Okay, what do you say?
Hi there, you have food here for us to order?
You see the smile kind of waver, and they say something again that you don't understand.
Alright, she's gonna say the same thing in Aquan.
There's a momentary pause before they hold up a finger and turn and walk into the back room.
Alright, well, this seems to be going a bit better than what happened, so...
A few moments later, you see the woman you were speaking to looked human. She leads out a kitsune, a woman with a pair of fox ears and 3 tails, who approaches, smiles, and says in Aquan, "Hello, sorry, how can I help you?"
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes. Well,
The food's on display. So even without reading it, does it look seedy? What type of food does this look like?
There is, it's pastries, so it's like muffins and some other pastries that you don't recognize. Some circular, like, disc with like holes in the middle. They almost look like flat donuts. Or cookie donuts, something like that. You see some tarts and a few donuts as well.
She's just going to point out, like, a few. These are pastries, so these ain't doing the stomach. Whimsy's ravenous. She'll probably pick out like 5 of them. She'll do the most exotic, like, ones that she kind of has no idea what they are.
Okay.
Like, ones like that.
Mm-hmm. You do see, like, the muffins all seem to contain something that you don't recognize. The tarts have this, like, beautiful blue coloring to them almost. You pick out a couple of the options. You said 5?
5, yeah.
Okay. The kitsune smiles and collects the 5 for you. And would you like a drink? I can translate the menu for you.
this probably about the time where, like, I need to ask because I just remembered. Do you take these?
And she's gonna, like, show the brass coins she has.
Yes. The 4 elemental planes all accept brass. I believe the planes of fire and earth are transitioning into accepting gold as well, but we haven't started that process here. But yes, we
Okay,
accept
wonderful.
brass.
I mean, if you wouldn't mind to read them off, that'd be helpful.
Right. She turns to look at the menu, and as she begins to read off the drink options, you realize pretty quickly, if you hadn't already put it together, that this is a cafe. More specifically, a tea-focused cafe. They read off a number of different kinds of tea that you don't recognize, and a few that you do. Including a variety of boba teas as well. There are some hotter drinks. There are some coffees and hot chocolates, but it's mostly teas.
Okay, wonderful. Whimsy likes it cold. She will... Okay, so it is the boba in the category of something she has or hasn't heard of?
I feel like the concept of boba itself would have originated from the Feywild, but a lot of the flavors are things you haven't heard of.
Okay. In typical Whimsy fashion, she'll order a boba flavored insert here, wildest, weirdest sounding shit.
Okay. Windseed boba.
Hell yeah.
Okay. And then she turns to Skaemon. And what about you, sir?
Is one of the bobas, like, do they have pictures, or is it just the names?
It's mostly just the names. There's, like, a few drawings, but no, like, actual pictures of the drinks.
Okay. Skaemon will
Kind of like
pick
the fishbowl, you know.
Okay, fair. Skaemon will pick, like, the most I guess, banana bread looking thing, like pastry,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll also get a different boba tea.
She nods. She grabs the bread slice for you, and hands you the pastries. As she says, "That'll be 15." 15 brass.
I feel like Whimsy and Skateboard probably look at each other to see who will pay. At least Whimsy does.
I mean, Skidman, like, slowly during this entire thing was putting his hands in his pockets, and the second Whimsy looks at him, he's like, he kind of sighs and goes, "Yeah, I knew it." And we'll hand over the 15.
She kind of hugs his arm a little bit.
Oh, thank you, Skamon, my sugar daddy.
You are handed the pastries, and a moment later, you're handed the teas. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Alright, I need to go find some sort of dictionary because this is already stressing me out.
How is a dictionary gonna help you translate that? I mean, if it's stressing you out that much, fine. We can use like a translate thing on my phone. But they seem pretty accommodating. Like, I'm sure we can get away with just this.
Yeah, here, but if we need to travel to other cities, less so.
Whatever, then we'll just like use my translate thing. Don't sweat it, Game On. Drink the tea and relax.
Skaman will, without, like, blinking, will just stare directly at Whimsy with, like, a dead look in his face, and then I'm assuming it's, like, do you stab the straw through the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just without, looking, we'll, stab the straw through the top, getting it pretty damn close to centered. Not quite, though. As he just, still unblinking, takes a sip of it. Does it taste good?
It does, yeah. It tastes sweet, but not too sweet. But there's something you can't quite place to it.
As he takes a sip, he actually, like, makes some sort of, like, surprise noise while trying to not choke. And just goes, "Okay, this is actually really good. I was not expecting that."
That was Whimsy's. I imagine about the same.
Whimsy's is a little less sweet than Skamon's, and tastes like, I think the closest comparison would be like sunflower seeds. Like sweet sunflower seeds.
Hell yeah. She definitely gets like a surprised look as well.
Mine's pretty good as well. Okay. Skamon, you're never gonna guess this, but like, you're picking up on those seeds, right?
This totally tastes like seeds.
I mean, yours does, I guess. I have a different one, so it probably doesn't taste the same.
I could taste it and find out for you.
He does that thing where he kind of, like, holds it to his chest with this very, like, comical look on his face. And then goes, "Yeah, sure, here. and will hand it to you.
Much expecting Skamon to put up a fight. Like, you see, like, a kind of stunned look, for a moment before she tries to regain control. It just kind of leans forward and, she'll take not a huge sip, but more than what is probably polite whenever someone says they just want a sip of something.
Pretty good. Not nearly as good as mine. Wanna try?
Sure, why not? He'll hold the straw, not holding the cup. He'll hold the straw and take probably half a sip, or like half as much as Whimsy did. No, okay, no, I see what you're talking about with the seeds. I think.
Yours is less seedy.
No, mine's definitely sweeter, which can sometimes be not so great for some people. I definitely like it. I prefer sweeter things, so.
Oh, sweets are great. But so are like those like earthy, kind of like natural like sort of things. Those are good too. Honestly, everything's good. I'm a goat.
Yeah, that makes sense. I draw the line of when things start to taste like metallic-y. Reminds me too much of the smell of blood. Don't like it. But yeah.
Skamon! You're from the...
Wait. She looks at like an actual like, oh no, did my novels lie to me?
Not everyone from the Shadowfell drinks blood. Do you not? Is that not commonplace?
Is it common, Talon?
No. The closest thing is, like, historically, there is a higher concentration of vampires in the Shadowfell, because they can just live there without worry of the sun. But, like, most people don't drink blood.
Skamon looks at you very confused. And unsure. Like, he definitely looks unsure about how to answer the question. Because he's not entirely sure where it came from. He just looks at you with this conflicted and confused look on his face. Who the fuck is writing these books that everyone drink? We're not all vampires. What?
The world settings, like, at least... Oh my gosh, what is it? Oh, I'm blanking on it. I had this memorized. Yes, 80% of the Shadowfell population are vampires, and 100% of them are hot. That's what my favorite series said.
How accurate is that?
Those numbers were pretty correct, depending on your definition of people, back in, like, the medieval days. In modern days, it's maybe 20% vampires at most, in, like, the highest concentrations. And, I mean, the people... Hotness is subjective.
Yeah.
But, like, the 80% vampires thing is, like, a statistic from a couple thousand years ago.
Whimsy, what time period is this book series set in?
I mean, they don't give, like, an exact date on there. I mean, it's, like, a classic. I mean, it's not like you're... I mean, I've read some newer works, and those are okay too, but my favorites are, like... I mean, there's no, like, phones or, like, anything like that. It's like the good old days, whenever that was. Probably.
Well, the statistics of 80% of the population is from at least 1,000, if not more than that, years ago. It's more like 20 now. Now that, travel between the planes is a lot easier. So, it's definitely less than that. Significantly less than that. And attractiveness is a matter of personal preference. But I have yet to truly see someone unattractive in the Shadowfell.
Okay.
Other than Jero.
Well, and like the guy that you're after or whatever, I don't think he's that good. Like like Zan, yeah, that one. He's not great.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a second. Wait a fucking second. Are you seriously telling me 20%? Only 20%? What happened to them? Did they all like was there a plague? What the fuck happened to them?
I mean, people don't necessarily like them very much sometimes, but also more people just exist than they did over 1,000 years ago, so the population itself has gotten bigger, where more people moved to it and stayed and survived. And so, I mean, yeah, I'm assuming there were some sort of, like, vampire hunts that took place and killed a bunch of them, but other than that, just the general population of the Shadowfell has had to have grown since then.
Okay, yeah, but like you can create new ones. Like in the books. Okay, oh my gosh, Skemon, in the books. Like, oh my goodness. I can't believe I'm having to like explain like your own like realm like history to you. I'm pretty sure this is historically accurate. Like it said it at the beginning. It was like, yeah, that might have just been one of those things to make it more immersive. Okay, anyways, no, it was all like the vampires, like okay, first of all, like they're super horny and they're all polyamorous. They have like huge groups of people that they, you know what I mean? Like, cause that's hot. And then like, yeah, they like gather like people that aren't vampires and then they turn them. Obviously they turn them. They like amass shit. Like,
Pretty sure there's only like, under certain circumstances can someone turn someone else into a vampire? Whether it's that or it's only like a certain kind of vampire or like after a certain amount of time. I don't know. I was not paying attention during that. That was not very interesting when we were learning about it.
what do you mean not very interesting?
Okay, here's the thing. Vampires, very interesting. The way that my teacher was talking about them, I could have cared more about a sewing needle at that point. Specifically a sewing needle in my eye at that point, with how they talked and blabbered and droned on and on and on. I hated that class.
Wait,
I hated
so did you
I
have
hated that
like
class.
did you have like a history class, or like because did you have like a specifically vampire history class? Because I
No.
kept on begging for that for so long, and that's actually how I got those books as like a historical reference as well as
Well, it's how do I it was just basic history about things. So, how mortals came to be, and like the gods and the creation of the world and universe that I'm starting to now doubt. a lot of, but that's fine. I the Do you know what this book is called? Because I would really like to look it up now to see if I can figure out what the fuck you're talking about.
Give me just a moment to ruminate on this.
Or at least if you remember who the author was, because there are quite a few people that are not from the Shadowfell that have only read things about it or was there briefly for a visit and then decided that they were going to write a whole book on like with the lore and stuff, and they just get it all completely wrong. And so wrong. So hilariously fucking wrong. It's actually really funny.
She kind of thinks for a moment, and then actually no, she doesn't think. She immediately like says it. Well, the first one in that like, you know, series or whatever was like that one time I got turned into a vampire and joined a harem.
That's what it's called?
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah. I mean, later... I don't care about authors. Like, I care about... I was, like, way more interested in, you know, like, the contents of it over, like, who wrote it. There was a preliminary book on there that was released like after that was like kind of like a basis, and it had like a bunch of like the vampire lore and stuff like for the universe that they had it in. That was the Vampirica Amorica.
Helen, is there any chance that these books would be like in the Shadowfell, like being sold in the Shadowfell at all?
Never heard of these books.
Never heard of these books. Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up when I can. It's a very long title.
I mean, there's a lot of long things in that book, Skymon. That's all I'm gonna say. Well, here, let's just look it up. Like, I'm sure you can find, like, you know, I don't know, like, people, I mean, there's, like, the stupid, what are they, like, online book things that, like, yeah, like, here. Whimsy's gonna go ahead and get herself on a watch list and look up that book title. Dylan, I'm so sorry. We're running wild over here. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Did you expect vampire smut this episode?
You should. It's Whimsy.
I've stopped expecting anything at this point. You look up the title of the book. And you do find information about it. What exactly were you looking for? Sorry?
Just essentially like an overview of like what it's really about, and if I can find anything that has to do with like the time period, or if they are claiming it to be accurate.
I would imagine it's set in a semi-modern time period, as most fantasy books are. Romance books are, I mean. It's... Reading the overview, it definitely seems like it is trying to claim to be accurate. At least there is no disclosure that you can find that it isn't accurate.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't know to tell you, Whimsy, but, no, that doesn't seem right.
Hey, you said that you're like sheltered, right? You're from like a little small like thing or something. I'm sure other places in the Shadowfell go by, these rules and stuff.
We're not sheltered, we're just secluded. I've gone and been around like in it with I've traveled through the plane a lot.
Okay, fine.
Enough.
You know what? I'll just go there and I'll find the 20%. And yeah, you know what? 20% is
Still quite a few hundred, probably a couple thousand people. I totally know the population of the Shadowfell. Yeah, absolutely. How much would 20% be, Talon? Like, give or take a number?
Couple... I'd say a couple thousand at least.
Yeah, okay. He does say that, because he would kind of know.
She kind of tilts her head a little bit, thinking,
I guess you can technically support a harem from that amount.
Not easily. That would be exhausting and infuriating.
I mean, it's only exhausting if you're like immortal and need to sleep or whatnot. That's the point of it. They're immortal. The only thing they have time to do is like fuck. Okay, anyways, what do we want to do? Do you have any leads? Hunter, Skamon?
Because I need to be able to vaguely understand what's going on, and I don't. So much harder with multiple people. Alright, I'm gonna look around. So you feel free to follow me and sightsee. I'm gonna do my thing, but you don't need to worry about it, actually.
Sightseeing's fine with me. If at any point you would want to join all the people flying up there and get, a bird's eye view,
she
Aerial view.
hokes at your wings a little bit.
then I would.
He immediately corrects. He goes aerial view.
Aerial view.
Then I would be glad to lend you my two perfect eyeballs. I'm saying you should carry me around. Here, I did that, like, no problem. He carried me.
Can I help him? I did. Actually, I did help him. Because, we couldn't lift you on our own, so we kind of had to do it together.
Well, Skamon, maybe you should lift some more weights.
Whimsy is not tall. She's 5 foot, but Whimsy's got some heft to her. Whimsy's curvy. She thick. Like she is definitely not someone that your average strength person would easily be able to pick up.
looks like he looks you over for a bit. Kind of just seemingly calculating in his head. I think we'll figure that out when we know where a hospital is in case someone falls. So, before we test that, I don't think I'm strong enough because I am not all that interested in weightlifting, actually. Seems very boring. Time consuming.
Hey, whatever. We'll walk around then. Slimy wants to view more of the sights anyways.
Oh right, that still exists. Forgot about that.
She absolutely freaking glares at you. She's had Slimy, like, on the table beside her and has been, like, periodically, as she's been devouring this food, she gives him part of it as well for him to absorb. She also kind of puts the straw in him and, like, lets him, like, suck some of the boba.
Gets impaled.
Oh my god, cute! Alright. You follow Skame on around.
Alright. As you...
Skaven is essentially looking through the cracks of, the facade of, or looking for cracks in a, like, facade of, he's looking for not spooky, he's looking for shifty things. He's looking for, like, shifty underground things.
Okay. Well, as you leave to go look for that, we're gonna go ahead and call break there. So we'll be back shortly, my friends. And we're back. Welcome back, my friends. Let us pick up where we left off. Alright, you guys step out onto the streets of OceanAir. The wind blowing heavy. And you are looking for any signs of suspicious activity?
Sort of. Kind of just using what I know, of people to, get an idea of where something shady might be happening.
Okay.
Not really looking out for anything shady, but kind of trying to find the areas where it normally happens.
Roll investigation for me.
You love doing that. Ooh! 20! Not natural, but 20.
20. Alright. You... You begin to look around. You're looking for places that are out of the way. Back alleys, low to the ground. This side of the city is multi-layered. There are 2, 3, in some places 4 levels to the city that you can fly between. But you know that the shady shit's gonna happen on the ground. As you move through the area, keeping an eye out for where these kinds of things might be.
There are levels?
Yes, I forgot to describe that when you first showed up on this side of the city. But yes, there are in some places up to 4 layers of the city.
Like above us?
Mhm,
Or are
above
we
you.
on like the middle? Okay.
Yeah, no, you guys come out on the ground layer.
Okay.
You're
That's really cool. I like that.
Your cafe would have also been on the ground layer. There are walkways up, but most people just fly between the layers. Anyway, you keep your eyes peeled, searching and scanning for the shady shit. And it doesn't take you long. You see an alleyway on the lowest floor with a flickering neon sign in a language you don't recognize. But it seems to be an entrance to an establishment that's only accessible through the alley. You see similar locations that seem unkempt and out of the way throughout. And the further you get from the portal between the planes, the more of these places you see. Specifically, the further north and further south that you get from the portal. The further east seems mostly well kept, likely middle to upper class neighborhoods. Not neighborhoods, because that's not a city thing, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Kind of is. More like a residential area is what you were thinking of?
No, just
No.
more like middle to upper class
Oh, okay.
kind of section of the city.
Alright. Scamon's attempting to look for something that's not overly like dangerous looking. Mostly because he doesn't want to get in a fight, because if he gets in a fight here, he'll probably lose. But he is keeping an eye out for, like, I don't know, probably just an area that's kind of shady, but not overly dangerous looking. If you know what I mean by that.
I think I get what you mean.
Okay, thank you, because I'm struggling.
Yeah, you're able to find something like that pretty easily. Heading a bit to the north, but keeping to the main streets, you find some, like, not pristine, not perfect, but still probably trustworthy places. Is there anything in particular you're looking for here?
He's just kind of going somewhere that he can potentially get information with little to no questions asked.
Fair enough.
And for, people that, you see a shady person, you clock it. Usually these, like, specifically if they've seen Zan, there's no way that they would, wow, I can speak, I promise. If one's seen them, then they all will, like, know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that sort of thing.
Okay.
So.
Then yeah, you, with your 20, you're able to find a, place that seems like it would fit what you're looking for. You see what looks to be a bar. It's probably about mid-afternoon at this point, so you can see the bar is open and people are filtering in. it looks probably like the kind of place that you would get the information you're looking for.
Okay.
You see, parked outside the bar, numerous, what at first glance look like bikes, but you realize pretty quickly they don't have wheels, and probably fly.
Ooh. Oh, he's interested. He's interested in that. That sounds fun.
You're about to encounter a fucking biker gang up in here. I do feel like Whimsy, as you kind of gravitate toward the more noticeably shadier areas, her pointing out to Slimy and just audibly voicing everything kind of quiets a little bit. And by the time we near, like, this bar, she will just kind of, look up at Skamon with, like, a little bit of suspicion.
Skamon, why are we at this shithole?
Because this is hopefully what we need. Well, what I need.
Cheap liquor?
Informants. If they can understand me.
I mean, I guess I can help you translate through my phone if you need it. What, are you just gonna go in there and just be like, hey, have you seen someone who sort of looks like me, but, like, not as hot?
Yep. Pretty much, yeah.
Well, we don't really have any other leads, I guess.
Though I will ask that you let me do the attempt at communicating. Because you have a habit of not realizing that what you say is insulting to people, and I'd rather you not get stabbed right now.
I speak my mind, Skamon. I can't help that other people are little whiny bitches about it, but
I know, but unfortunately, the people that are whiny bitches are usually whiny bitches with knives. So...
whatever.
She has noticed the air bikes at this point, and you do see her, like, she's kind of eyeing it with interest as well, and she'll kind of just, like, elbow him and give him a sneaky little look.
Well, it does look like you have some fellow bikers here. Maybe some, airborne ones, but I'm sure they'll, realize a fellow motorcycle enthusiast.
I mean, maybe? I'm definitely curious about how those work. Those look fucking awesome.
They do.
Other than that...
Do you think we could rent one?
I don't know.
Could we please rent one? Oh gosh! Could we please? You can drive. You can actually drive, so you can use that.
Well, I don't know how different they'd be. And I don't know if anyone that drives one would be able to tell me how different they are. But if we rent them, it won't be from here. As these are not renting things.
Okay, then this is what we'll do. We'll try to, steal it if there are assholes in there.
Absolutely not. I do not want to put that kind of target on our back.
Okay, whatever. We can rent it like normal people.
We'll see. And with that, Skamon will tuck any sort of valuable things on him, just, away. And out of view. And then we'll, walk in. With a sense of purpose, but not, a commanding sort of presence, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You walk into the establishment and you see 6 Arakocras sitting with each other wearing identical leather jackets, though of different feather types. One appears to be black like a corvid, one mostly white with tinges of red and black, and one appears to be mostly red with kind of black, it almost looks like hair. And I don't have descriptions for the other 3 off the top of my head. I am grabbing those now.
Fair enough.
You do see others in the bar. No one turns their attention to you when you enter.
That's good. Skaman has double checked to make sure his wings have the illusion over top of them. Just actually no. Okay, he actually I'm completely making the opposite of that. He completely like turns the illusion thing off so that they are visible just normally. But he's not bringing attention to them. Where are people sitting? How like big is the bar?
The bar is fairly sizable. There's plenty of room for all the guests and youth too. I almost said 3. The 6 who are probably the owners of those air bikes out there are all sitting at the actual bar itself.
All off to one side, or are they like kind of in the middle?
Kind of in the middle.
Okay. I myself don't know how to do this, so I'm overthinking it. Wonderful plan of action. Okay, cool. Skaman's going to walk up to one of the sides of the bar, so not next to the like one of the ends of it.
Mm-hmm.
And after getting like a bartender's attention, will attempt to communicate.
You flag down the bartender who approaches and begins to speak in Oren to you.
He's gonna hold a hand up and just in common, so just Whimsy can hear. It's just like, I really need to figure out a better system for this. And then we'll switch to Aquan because it's the closest one, like that. Closest like geographically. And says, my apologies, I cannot understand you. Are you able to understand me at all?
The bartender just kind of blinks, raises an eyebrow at you, and speaks again in Oren.
Nope. Alright, this is not
Whimsy
good.
is just going to like nudge him and like kind of slide her phone over, which already has like the whatever Google Translate is.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of gives like a nod of thanks to Whimsy before typing out a question. What does he say? I had part of it written out, and then I am no longer gonna go with that. Okay. Okay, we'll just we'll make something up. He types in. At first, he types. Uh. All right. He the first thing he types is just my apologies for the confusion. And I can't just come right out of the gate and say it, because that would be weird, I think. Pretty sure that would be weird. Okay, he goes, apologies for the misunderstanding, good afternoon. And then hopes that it translates correctly and not weirdly fucked up, as Google Translate has been known to do sometimes.
The bartender looks down at the phone, looks back at you, and will grab it, look at the message, and type out his own response, which just translates to, "What can I get you?"
Okay. Skimmon takes the phone back. And then types out. What happened to my ability to say words today? Did um uh, uh okay. It's going to be mostly along the lines of, I say that as he has a better way of wording things than I do, because I don't know how to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I made him be able to talk to people, which is a bad idea. But it's fine. Uh, uh, not, okay, he's going to type out more or less, not to waste your time, but I was hoping to know if you had heard anything about this person, and will give, like, if you have heard anything about someone that fits this description, and will give a fairly detailed description of Zan visually.
The bartender looks at the phone, then just types, then types a response and slides it back to you, which says, "I don't deal in information."
Okay, he's going to type back. Would you be able to point me in the direction of someone that does?
He looks at it and then glances over at the 6 bird folk, then back at you.
They, is anyone looking at us right now?
You do seem to have caught the eye of one who is not an Arakakra, but an owlin. A large gray-feathered owlin whose right eye seems to have been clawed out.
Okay, cool. Skaven will also like glance over with the bartender, making sure to not look the owlin in the eyes. And then we'll kind of like do that like not the silent nod of like them kind of like question to the bartender.
The bartender nods.
Yucky duck, this is gonna go well. I really want to I really want to be dumb and ask, on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely am I to get stabbed? I don't know if I should though.
Ask the bartender that?
Yeah.
Do you want to?
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. He'll type back real quick. In the interest of not getting blood on your floors, out of from 0 to 10, what's the likelihood of me getting stabbed?
The bartender looks at the message and then just holds up 5 fingers.
Well, those are odds I'm gonna have to take. Alright. He gives like nod of thanks to the bartender and then looks at Whimsy. And in common, because I believe that's the only other language they share. So there's a about a 50% chance that we might end up getting stabbed. So you can do funky magic teleporty things, right?
I do imagine Whimsy was craning over and kind of reading this conversation as it went on, and she honestly looks pretty fucking excited to see how this is gonna go down. She gives like a huge smile and just kind of gives Skamon like a pat on the back.
Oh, Skamon, you got this. But yeah, I mean, if we need to make a quick getaway, I can just like get us out of here.
Okay. Worst case scenario, just get out yourself, okay?
Skamon, I'm not gonna leave you behind.
Worst case scenario.
There is no worst case scenario with me. Okay, lead maybe like I don't know, like put like the You're a Biker somewhere in there, you know, like they, you know, tend to
The smile grows bigger, flock together. If you get what I'm saying.
Roll. What is your passive perceptions, both of you?
21.
17.
What was that, Skamon?
21.
You notice the owlin roll his eyes at that pun.
Alright, hey Whimsy, remember when I said, be careful of what you say? That's why. And doesn't point, but like, vaguely like, gestures in the direction of it. Like, of the group.
The Owlin pushes back his chair, stands, and begins to walk towards you, kind of giving you a bit of a glare. As he says, "Been a long time since I've heard my mother tongue."
Well, it doesn't seem to be common here. That was not meant to be a pun, but
Oh, that was a good one though.
that unfortunately happened.
So, what are two interplaners doing here?
I am looking for someone that should not be here, and apparently I'm stuck with her now. So,
Look
We're
in the mirror,
friends.
maybe.
someone else who should not be here,
Right.
who's actively causing problems in every plane that he ends up going to. So I can only imagine what he'll be doing here.
I might know something about your mysterious foreigner causing problems wherever he goes. But information is not free from the murder.
Never is. I wouldn't expect it to be.
Good. I hear you ride bikes in your home plane?
Right, you would have heard that. I do. Yes, I put a lot of care into mine. Unfortunately, I could not bring it with me.
A shame. Come, sit
It's-
with me and the boys. As he gestures for you to follow him, as he begins to walk back to the rest of the gang.
Alright. Well, not but to say no. However, he does give Whimsy a bit of like a be cautious look. And then follows behind.
As you...
Whether Whimsy was invited or not, she's going over.
Fair enough. As the two of you approach, you see the 6 other bird folk all turn their attention, as the Owlin sits and says, "Well, let us start with introductions, shall we? I am Clarence Featherheart. And we are the murder. What about you?" As he glares directly at Skamon.
Gamon probably would have not sat at the bar, but if there's any like other tables nearby, would have grabbed a chair from one of them and pulled it up nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely giving them like a lower point of sitting view so that they aren't sitting above any of these guys.
Fair enough.
But we'll absolutely pull it out and then sit on it and like lean on the back of it, like sitting that way.
Mm-hmm.
We'll sit on it backwards and then lean on the back of it. As he looks, you've just said his name. As he looks Clarence in the eyes, and responds, I am Skamon Avery.
It is good to hear a more normal-sounding name. Although I suppose these names start to sound normal after a time. This is Lith. This is Cal. This is Tal. This is Vic. And this is Ver.
Skamon will nod. Not every single time, but will kind of like nod in their directions once he's done saying all their names, kind of in a respect kind of thing.
Tal here is the boss. The Corvid-looking one kind of raises a hand in like a slight wave. As he's turned to look at you, you do notice one thing that seems particularly strange. A tattoo on his forehead of an open eye. That seems to be laid over a pair of scars. As he makes the gesture, he says in common, "Hello,
What was this one's name?
Tal.
Tal. Scammon will go, hello.
Clarence speaks up again and says, most of the boys don't know much of common, unfortunately. But you're a foreigner. What do you have to offer us in exchange for him?
It's a great fucking question. Well, that depends on if you're looking for material means or not.
We deal in either or.
Then a few unidentified blades. Not sure I have anything of material value to that would be worth much. Though I might be able to trade for a favor of equal value. If you let me know what you need.
He's quiet for a moment before he turns to the others and says something in Orin to them. You don't understand the words he says. There's a brief conversation between all of them before Clarence turns back to you and says, there's something we wouldn't mind getting some assistance with. How dirty are you willing to get your hands?
It depends. How loud is it?
I like you. Quiet. We deal in quiet most of the time.
Definitely good at grubbing them, so. I don't know if that made sense.
No, it didn't.
That made sense. It didn't make sense. Fuck. Okay, never mind. He doesn't say that. I'm certainly not afraid of getting hands dirty.
Good. Well, I'll tell you this now, as insurance. We have a good idea of where your foreigner may be. But we won't tell you more unless you do what we need.
Is it really that obvious? Sorry.
Go on.
Is it really that obvious who I'm looking for? I mean, I don't think you get many foreigners, but I know there's at least a few that would have been coming by recently.
A foreigner causing troubles everywhere he goes. Presumably one who looks similar to you.
Once again, there are two that technically fit that description. The one of them is one I care about. The other one can go die in a hole for all I care.
Well, we know of where one of them is, then. But I'm pretty sure it's your guy.
Well, I guess I'll trust you on that.
But we have a problem of our own. You see, a few days back, the head of the local police suddenly started acting strange. Oh, no, most people don't notice. He's righteous and upholds the law, but they don't know the same man that we knew. No. We knew a different man. One who was willing to look the other way. One who could be paid off. But now, well, there used to be 12 of us. He threw 6 of our boys in prison. And he's gonna pay for that.
Scamon's
Just as a
saying anything,
note,
but he's not looking away.
just as a note, just to kind of fill in what Whimsy is doing here. She has held over the bartender and is currently ordering whatever the specifically she asked for whatever the strongest thing that they have is. That's what she's doing. She's getting drunk while this is going on.
Fair enough. The
Oh
drink
wait,
is...
do I?
Hmm?
Oh fuck, he doesn't notice. Shit, this is fine.
The drink is poured, and you have the strongest drink they have to offer. It does not taste good.
This is gonna go so well, isn't it?
Whimsy doesn't care. She's done at it.
Fair enough. Roll a con save for me.
Oh, she can hold her alcohol. 25.
Okay. You manage to drink the whole thing without much issue. I mean, you're definitely feeling the effects a bit, but not nearly as much as you could have.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
So, are you in for silencing our problem?
And see why not?
Good. The man you're looking for is Rethwin. He is... well... let's just say that the bribes we offer him are nothing compared to his wealth. He is a man who likes money, after all. And, funnily enough, there is a party happening in the higher ends of the city. Tonight. I know that there is an entry fee. That if you don't have an invite, you have to pay an exorbitant amount. But Tal was already planning to get a couple of us in there anyway to deal with Rethwin. He's agreed that these, as Tal, the Corvid, reaches into the pocket of his leather jacket and pulls out a pair of small metal cards and holds them out to you. We'll go to you. We'll have plenty of opportunities to clean up your mistake if you fail.
Take them and like look them over.
They appear to be invitations, though you cannot read what they say. There's only one problem. That language thing. Unfortunately, most of the rich folk only speak Orin and Aquan. You're not going to be hearing a lot of common in there. And you're not exactly going to pass for waterplane ambassadors.
It's likely not.
Luckily, we know where you can get a translation matrix. Something that will, as long as you can keep it charged, translate any language like a tongue spell. Unfortunately, we can't obtain it for you. But we can point you in the right direction.
Gaiman kind of like leans at this point to check on Whimsy. And his face kind of drops a bit when he realizes that she's had a drink or two. As he just kind of sighs, looking at her. Before focusing back onto the, whichever one is talking, because I genuinely don't remember which one is talking. It is
Clarence is
okay.
the only one who speaks fluent common.
Okay. Back to Clarence. Doesn't say anything, but kind of has the, he has just kind of a, more of a blank look on his face, like, well, no, not blank, more of a calculating look on his face, as he looks back to Clarence. Still doesn't say anything, though.
Do you think you're up for the task?
It's not like I have much to lose. Not here, anyway.
Good. Well, let's get you the address of that tech store, shall we? As he grabs a napkin and quickly writes down an address before handing it to you. You break in there, you steal the Matrix, and you should be golden for that party. I mean, if you have the money to pay for it, I suppose you could just buy the Matrix. But they're not exactly cheap.
I don't doubt that. Then?
You'll meet us back here tomorrow, same time. Understood?
He kind of calculates, like he definitely like leans back and thinks, kind of calculating time and coming up with a plan. Probably, yeah.
Good. That party starts in 4 hours. I wouldn't waste any more time.
Fun. Guess I'll be going then. Whimsy, are you able to stand, or are we gonna have the problem?
We'll see if we have a problem or not. Whimsy would have ordered another drink, during this conversation.
Fair enough.
Kind
of figured.
Trying to think if she would have gotten the same thing. Seeing as how that wasn't very, delicious looking, I do think the second time around, she would have Google translated out, that she wants something that tastes better.
Fair enough.
But yes, she would have had a second drink.
Roll a con save. This drink does taste better than the first. Somewhat fruity.
Just like
15.
me.
15. Oh, you're feeling it a bit. You can definitely walk, but you're definitely feeling it.
She just kind of turns her head and smiles to Skamon and says, probably a little louder than is befitting the mood of this place. Yeah, Skamon, that sounds amazing to me. Let's get out of here. And with or without him, she'll get up and leave.
Fair enough.
Have you paid yet?
Oh, yeah, how much was that?
Just like 2 brass.
Okay. It was like, is she like expecting him to do it again, or has she done that already?
She'll do it.
Okay, that's good, because you're the one with the ability to translate.
Alright, we blow this popsicle stand.
Alright. You guys leave. Making your way out of the bar. What do you do?
Skamon will walk like a few minutes away, just casually as possible, making sure they're not being followed before he says anything.
Fair enough. You are in fact not being followed.
Alright. Any sign of Kirai at this point? Is he around?
Roll perception.
Oh, really not great. 13.
13.
The second lowest number I can roll.
You don't see any sign of Kirai.
Alright, well. He would have tucked the invitations in like an inside pocket of his jacket. Just so that it's close to him, but not somewhere that's easily stolen. I turned to Whimsy. Well, I've roped us into something, and you're either going to if you're gonna probably love this actually, because it involves going to an incredibly fancy party tonight.
Yeah, Skamon, do you think just because I was ordering I wasn't keeping an ear out?
It's you. I can never be too sure.
Okay, I am totally excited though because. Alright, Scheme One, you can't even dismiss this. Like, you know it's true. If we're going to a fancy, upscale party, we have to look the part. That means we had to stop, and I had to get a beautiful dress, and you had to get a tuxedo. Or do you want to jeopardize your chance to hunt down Zan?
Well, first things first. And he'll hand the napkin with the address onto it to Whimsy. Plug this into your phone. I need to figure out what this place is.
Fine. Okay, like how are we gonna steal this though? Like we already established before that we're bad at breaking into places.
Did we?
I mean, yeah, we needed Kirai's help to get into like the palace thing.
I mean, it was good for extra assistance. We probably could have done it without him.
I mean, yeah,
And even
obviously,
then-
I could have found some way to do it, but
And even then, a royal palace of the Feywild is a bit different. So,
you never know, Game On. This might be like the highest, like, you know. Well, it's like it's a tech thing. They probably have one of those like you know, like from the spy books, like the beepy things, like the alarms, the alarms. Yeah, yeah.
Whimsy has the address plugged in, and she'll go ahead and start to walk in whichever direction it's telling her to go.
The tech store isn't too far. Like, it's maybe a 25-minute walk from where you are.
Okay. Right, she'll make her way there.
uh,
You okay, Scamon?
yeah. Just thinking. I also am about to sneeze. I'm no longer about to sneeze. We're fine. He also goes in the direction of it. Still keep an eye out for. I mean, you know who. He's just not. He's absolutely certain that Kirai is gonna be waiting for them at some point. But other than that, he just makes us. He'll quietly make his way there.
Okay. In that case, then, I know it's a little bit early, but
Oh, thank fuck.
we are going to call session there.
Oh, I need time to come up with a plan.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you for coming again to see, to witness, to feel. This journey is only just beginning. The first leg only halfway complete. I, for one, am very excited to see how we get to where it ends. Because I know how it ends. But I do not know how we get there. Not yet. And this certainly has me intrigued. So, thank you all for coming. and hopefully I will see you all again next time. Goodbye.